been a couple of weeks since I've had time or the weather to come out into the garden and do a video diary. We've been away for a few days, come back to no water in the bird bath, some very floppy looking pansies or violas or whatever they are, so I've quickly watered them. I moved the lettuce out here. As you see, it's sprouting a bit, or bolting, so we're getting through it as fast as we can. There's the other ones on the other side. Strawberries are coming on well. I put up a couple of extra bits to stop the netting from touching the strawberries so that the birds can't get them. But there's a good old crop of flowers coming there. I think we're going to have a marvellous crop there. They're still not very good, are they, the old courgettes, but I'm hoping they'll rally. I found if I water them a bit, they seem to do quite well. There's all the potatoes coming on nicely. That's coming back after the pigeons scoffed most of it. I potted out some herbs that were in the conservatory. The ones that Sophie gave me, actually. These are the ones that you're supposed to put into cocktails. I can see I'm going to have to come out here with the hose shortly and water everything. It's looking rather desiccated. These are coming up okay. Lots of little weeds in the bottom there I'll get rid of. But yep, strawberry flowers are coming on. I potted up the other tomato plants there. Did I say strawberries? Tomato plants, oh well. Yep, so they're all coming on nicely. Oh, that looks like it needs to get watered. That's not looking good at all. Yes, a bit more water along here. Yes, everything needs to be watered. But they're doing quite well. Getting a fairly reasonable amount of tomatoes on everything. Or tomato things. Wow, interesting that actually. The cucumber I thought wasn't doing that well has actually got 2 cucumbers growing on it. So I think we better titivate that one a bit. There appears to be a lot of ants on that. I'll have to deal with them. This is all coming on very well. This is all going to be a profusion of flowers, I hope. Had a lot of wind last week. There was a lot more casualties out here. I did plant a couple of tomatoes out here just because there was some space in the flower bed, but that one blew flat over there. Everything else looks like it's coming on really nicely. It's been quite warm and sunny the last few days. There's a tomato there. It's supposed to be a bush tomato. We'll see what happens. Oh, there seems to be a rogue potato there as well. I'm not sure what else. Most of that's weeds coming up there. The beans seem to be doing okay. Those are still doing tremendously. I'm hoping something happens with these mimulus. They haven't died yet. What else we have going on over here? Yep, they're all looking good. There are some, you can see the sunflowers buried in amongst all that lot. These sunflowers are doing quite well. That giant one seems to be doing well, but it appears to have decided to start flowering already, which seems a bit premature, but never mind. I discovered I'd planted all the sweet corn a bit close together. I think they're meant to be 14 inches apart, and I think I've given them about 14 centimetres. But they'll grow if they grow, and they won't if they won't. They seem to be doing all right so far. And look at that, that's our first strawberry, our very first strawberry. I'll come out and harvest that later. I've got a few more coming in over there. I'm quite excited about that because I could see it going pink before we left for the weekend, and I wondered whether or not some birds would find their way in, or the very, very crafty squirrel. So I'm quite excited about that. Come and water that lot in a minute. Oh, giant pumpkin's doing nicely. In fact, they're both doing very well. I planted out another courgette because, of course, you can't have too many courgettes. I might actually take the little plastic bits off the bottom of those. I don't think they probably need them anymore. What's going on over here? As you can see, we've got a marvellous crop of daisies and buttercups going in the garden. I must say I do prefer them to the dandelions. John said he'd come out and cut the grass shortly, so I thought I'd try and get out here before the daisies and buttercups disappeared. So what do we have going on here? Right, well, you can see the Monge-2's going absolutely nuts. Oh yes, the chard's coming up nicely. Beetroot, another load of beetroot in there. Looks like some rogue parsley's coming in there, lovely. Oh, and there's the final set of Monge 2 coming up. I might have to fire a few extra in there and fill in the gaps, but I'm not sure this is going absolutely bananas. I'm going to have to put some sort of additional trellis up there to deal with that lot. How exciting. No sign of any flowers yet though. That's what I'm going to be most excited about, is when they actually start producing some Monge 2. Broad beans are fantastic. Look at that, that's a forest of broad beans. Looking forward to that. I'll take some of those weeds out. Sprouting broccoli seems to be doing very well, producing lots of flowers. I'll have to deal with that shortly, I think. Yep, that's all doing nicely. Broad beans coming up nicely. There's another rogue sunflower. John's sweet corn is extremely verdant, rather better than mine. All the asparagus is flopping. I think that should have probably been earthed up. That's John's seat. Let's see what's going on in here since we've been away, see if the automatic watering system has done well. Look at these. Oh, aren't they fantastic? That cucumber's doing nicely. Thank goodness. That mini cucumber's doing nothing more than being a mini cucumber. Now tomatoes, look at those. That's a forest. Yum. Lots of chilli plants, and our chilies are actually producing chilli plants. Look at that. Yum yum. They're doing really well. That's the watering system. Yep, everything's quite moist. That's good. Well, that's exciting. I'm hoping that might be a habanero. All the rest of them are super chilies. Excellent, all doing well. And out here, yep, potatoes, all coming on nicely. That's my sweet pea there. I did plant another one there. It's kind of growing, but not very well. I might pull it out in case it gets pollinated with the decent ones. And over here is the perennial sweet peas, which are finally doing something, but very slowly. But hopefully they'll come up again and again every year, so I'll be patient with them. I might plant some more next year. Hot bin is now, what's that, 30 degrees. You can smell it. Yuck. Yep, kale. I've cut all the flowers off recently. I'll probably eat that and pull it out soon. Rhubarb coming on. Oh look, how exciting. John will be very excited. There's a courgette. There's a little round courgette just coming in there. Don't know if you can see it. Little cute thing in the middle there. Potatoes. Yes, I think it's all doing well. Oh, that's the best one so far. Nice courgette, nice flower on it. Down all the potatoes, and then here we are, finally back to the strawberries, and they are going to be an absolute bumper crop. Yum.